Shalom. Shalom and welcome. This is Yashar'al's time, an end time series. It is a series of messages I am compelled to present before you who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father and Creator, Yahuah. It is a message to those who have come to accept Yahusha as Messiah. For it is in you that I consider my brothers, my sisters, my family. These are the words I present to you in Yashar'al's time, a time where arguments will begin to diminish among those who truly seek set-apartness, a time when division will be laid waste among the children of obedience, the children of Yahuah, who will fulfill what is written regarding the 144,000 and the multitude consisting of many nations, tribes, kindreds, and tongues, who are grafted together into a body of one in Yahusha Messiah under the banner of Yashar'al, true Yashar'al. Proof comes. An awakening nation is and will prove to be rising. True Yashar'al. This segment is entitled Expectations, Time, Actions. Expectations, Time, Actions. Pray. Watch. Be prepared to act, my brothers and sisters. If you are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Symmanayah. Today is November 1st, 2014. With that said, my brothers and sisters, end times are here. And believe it or not, we will begin to witness the challenges of choosing the correct position in our side as we find ourselves facing tough decisions regarding forced migration or forced transition, regarding our final exodus. Soon and very soon we will come to the reality that there will be movement among Yashar'al. Each of us will one day come to the realization that in order to be among the children of Yahuah, who will be gathered in the final exodus, there was and is and will be set-apart obedience among us. Many of us have witnessed much talk about these last days, end times, but who among us have discerned what the set-apart spirit that the Almighty Father sent in Yahusha's name is saying to us individually and to his Yahusha's assemblies? The season is at hand to consider the need and realities of growing expectations, to begin walking in wisdom towards those who are without, redeeming our time, for the days have been shortened, and realizing there is much to do and so little time to prepare and begin. Actions are needed. Actions reflective of an awakening nation of believers who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuah through Yahusha Messiah will come to be. Now, and over the coming days, these three words will have an impact on our lives like never before. Expectations, time, action. Pray and watch. Seek to discern the unseen and understand how instructions and guidance will flow from the living Savior, Yahusha. There are and will continue to be instructions, guidance, right rulings, and judgments coming from those who are chosen to lead Yashar'al, chosen to participate in directing Yashar'al for these final days. We will see actions that are set apart, orders and commands that are set apart. Obedience will be something that we will grow into as we find ourselves disciplined by the Almighty Father. For those who do not quickly yield to his living instructions and or reproof. Can you actually say that you do not have any expectations? While we have entered into end times and things are growing intense, can you honestly say that our time is short? Do you believe and understand what the word belief, or as some may know it, faith mean? The substance of things expected but not seen or hoped for, or the evidence of things not seen. Is that the relationship we should have with the Most High? Indeed. And has he not in times past proven to those who are loyal and obedient to him? Have he not confirmed his set-apartness within us and through his word? Do you believe it will take time to gather Yashar'al from the four corners of the earth? Have you considered the distance one must travel to participate in such a major prophecy? How close do you think we are to the great tribulation mentioned in the scriptures regarding end times, the final years as we know it before the return of Yahusha Messiah? Will it be 7 years? Will it be 3.5 years? Have we entered into the tribulation unaware? What do you think life will be like when things are made clear and we discover we are closer to the final exodus than ever imagined? Are you prepared to begin demonstrating what you claim to believe? Tell me, what are your views regarding expectations, time, actions, and end-time prophecy fulfillment? Allow me to read the following. In belief, some translations say in faith, is the substance of what is expected, the proof of what is not seen. For by this the elders obtain witness. By belief, we understand that the ages were prepared by the word of Elohim, so that what is seen was not made of what is visible. By belief, Abel offered to Elohim a greater slaughter offering to Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Elohim witnessing of his gift, and through it have died. He still speaks. By belief, Enoch was translated. Some might say Enoch was translated so as not to see death, and was not found because Elohim has translated him. For before his translation he obtained witness, and he pleased Elohim. But without belief it is impossible to please him. For he who comes to Elohim has to believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek him. By belief Noah, having been warned of what was yet unseen, having feared, prepared an ark to save his house, through which he condemned the world and became heir of righteousness, which is according to belief. By belief Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he was about to receive as an inheritance, and he went out not knowing where he was going. By belief he sojourned in the land of promise as a stranger, dwelling in the tents of Yisrael and Yaakov, their heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking for the city having foundations, whose builder and maker is Elohim. By belief also Sarah herself was enabled to conceive seed, and she bore a child when she was past the normal age, because she deemed him trustworthy who had promised. And so, from one, and him as good as dead, was born as numerous as the stars of heaven, as countless as the sand which is by the seashore. In belief all these died, not having received the promise supper, but seeing them from a distance, welcomed and embraced them, and confessed that they were aliens and strangers on the earth. For those who speak this way make it clear that they seek a fatherland, and yet if they had indeed kept remembering that place from which they had come out, they would have had the chance to return. But now they long for a better place, that is, a heavenly. Therefore Elohim is not ashamed to be called their Elohim, for he has prepared a city for them. By belief Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Yitshaq, and he who had received the promises offered up his only brought forth son, of whom it was said, in Yitshaq your seed shall be called. Reckoning Elohim was able to raise even from the dead, from which he received him back as a type. By belief Yitshaq blessed Yaakov and Esau concerning that which was to come. By belief Yaakov, when he was dying, blessed each of the sons of Joseph, and did reverence on the top of his staff. By belief Joseph, when he was dying, made mention of the outgoing of the children of Yashar'al, and gave orders concerning his bones. By belief Mashyach, or Moses as some may know, having been born, was hidden 3 months by his parents, because they saw he was a comely child, and was not afraid of the sovereign's command. By belief Musa, having become great, refused to be called the son of the daughter of Pharaoh, choosing rather to be afflicted with the people of Elohim than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a time, deeming the reproach of Messiah greater riches than the treasures in Mitzrayim, for he was looking to the reward. By belief he left Mitzrayim, not fearing the wrath of the sovereign, for he was steadfast as seeing him who is invisible. By belief he performed the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he who destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By belief they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, and when the Mitzrayites tried it, they were drowned. By belief the walls of Jericho fell, having been surrounded for 7 days. By belief Rahab the whore did not perish with those who did not believe, having received the spies with peace. And what more shall I say? For the time will fail me to relate to Gideon and Barak and Shimshon and Yitshaq, also of David and Shemuel and the prophets, who through belief overcame reigns, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, became mighty in battle, put foreign armies to flight. Women received back their dead by resurrection, and others were tortured, not accepting release to obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of mockings and flogging, and more of chains and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were tried, they were sawn in two. They were slain with the sword. They went about the sheepskins and the goatskins, being in need, afflicted, mistreated, of whom the world was not worthy, wandering in deserts and mountains and caves and holes of the earth. And having obtained witness through the belief, all these did not receive the promise. Elohim having provided what is better for us, that they should not be made perfect apart from us. So is it necessary for us to understand the importance of belief, my brothers and sisters. Just as in days of old, it is by belief we will find ourselves tried and tested. It is by belief we will be refined and perfected. It is in our weakness that we will witness the Spirit of Yahusha rise up among us, through us, working in us one towards another, and through his chosen leaders and or sent messengers. It is by belief that Yashar'al will be gathered from the four corners of the earth and will begin to move and not get caught in the congestion once chaos break out, and not get caught in the turmoil and civil disobedience that will break out in the foreseeable future. It is by belief that we will come to realize it's time to pack up and start migrating towards the areas which the Most High has designed as our pathway and passage towards that promised land. It is by belief that these things will happen. My brothers and sisters, I ask you, what are your expectations? How much time do you think it will take to migrate Yashar'al from the four corners of the earth? What actions are you taking to prepare for such a journey? Do you believe that the book of Hebrews and scriptures was inspired and ordered by the Most High Father Yahuah through a set-apart spirit sent in Yahusha's name? Are scriptures part of the tools that Yahusha uses to teach us and guide us through his set-apart spirit? Consider these words, my brothers and sisters. John 14:25 and 26. And what I had read before was Hebrews 11th chapter. John 14:25 and 26 said, "These words I have spoken to you while still with you. But the helper, the set-apart spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all and remind you of all that I've said to you." Many people fail to realize this is the Mashyach, the Messiah Yahusha, speaking to his taught ones. And these written words were documented, they were mentioned, and they also apply to us. The same as with John 16:12 and 13. It says, "I still have many words to say to you, but you are not able to bear them now. But when he comes, the Spirit of truth, he shall guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak from himself, but whatever he hears, he shall speak, and he shall announce to you what is to come." If you seek out the scriptures, my brothers and sisters, you will see that Yahusha could only speak what he heard the Father say. If you speak to anyone who have recognized and witnessed the words come alive, the scriptures come alive, they will tell you that it is the Spirit of Yahusha. It is he, the Almighty Father, who sent his set-apart spirit in Yahusha's name, that is to teach us. Many find it hard to believe because they cannot grasp that they are one. Ephesians 5:18 through 21 reads, "And do not be drunk with wine, in which is loose behavior, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to each other in psalms and songs of praise and spiritual songs, singing and striking the strings in your heart to the Master, giving thanks always for all to Elohim the Father in the name of our Master Yahusha Messiah, subjecting yourselves to each other in fear of Elohim. Romans 12:1 say, I call upon you therefore, brothers, through the compassion of Elohim, to present your bodies as a living offering. Some versions say sacrifice, set apart, well-pleasing to Elohim, which is your reasonable worship. Hebrews 12:5 and 6 says, and you have forgotten the appeal which speaks to you as sons. My son, do not despise the discipline of Yahuah, nor faint when you are reproved by him. For whom Yahuah loves, he disciplines and flogs every son whom he receives. Hebrews 12:11, dropping to 11, says, and indeed no discipline seemed pleasant at the time, but grievous. But afterwards it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, end times demand that we come to the realization that scriptures have a current purpose in our lives as they are made alive by the Spirit of Yahusha. Remember, it is written that the letter kills, but it is the Spirit that makes alive. We know unequivocally that the Most High Father Yahuah, he changes not. But man has indeed tampered with the written text. It would be wise to seek the living presence of the set-apart teacher Yahusha Messiah to discern what is indeed true, in spite of man's tampering with the written text. It would be wise to begin to identify the living presence of Yahusha Messiah working in us and through us, one towards another, in his set-apartness. Soon and very soon, we will come to identify the true chosen leaders of Yashar'al. We will witness a structuring like never before. We will be united, my brothers and sisters. We are indeed in a time of refining. End times will prove to be a time of much humbling and reproof. All promises made by our Almighty Father Yahuah will come to be fulfilled. My brothers, my sisters, my family, we will come to realize how close we are towards our final exodus, and for some, we will become overwhelmed by what will be expected of us when we determine the tasks that are given us. Nevertheless, we will endure and fulfill our purpose. The children of obedience will prove to exist. Remember, the Most High's word will be fulfilled. It is not about the Almighty One, Yahuah, asking our participation in order to fulfill his words. No, not at all. There will be obedience. There will be orders and commands, and we will follow through with them. We will come to obey. There will be reproof, and there will be discipline. There will be right rulings, and there will be judgment. And we will also witness the wrath of the hand of the Almighty Father against those who seek to impede, stop, and or hinder his word coming to be. My brothers and sisters, I invite you again to ponder on these words. They will prove to be helpful in the coming days. What are your expectations, time, and actions? Yashar'al, we are awakening. We are discovering there is much to accomplish. Our Messiah, our Mashyach, Yahusha returns soon, and we will discover the true meaning of the sacrifice that Yahusha made towards us, his atonement, his resurrection, his living presence through his set-apart spirit, the set-apart spirit of the Almighty Father sent in Yahusha's name. We will come to recognize you, me, our brothers and sisters, our family, the children of Yahuah. Who will be the one to inform you of what must and will be done in the coming days? I pray that we are able to discern with precision and respond accordingly, lest we find ourselves left behind. Behold, our eyes are becoming clear, and our ears are indeed opening. Those who serve the wicked one and or are overtaken with unbelief will face end times much differently. They will face regret, disappointment, and pain, some death and destruction. Prepare, O Yashar'al, prepare to witness a rise in the presence of the set-apart children of Yahusha, who will fulfill end-time prophecies. Prepare to discover that you, yes you, just very well may be among the ranks of the set-apart children, who will fulfill what is written regarding the final exodus. The set-apart children will come to realize that in sacrifice there will be obedience, and to the set-apart spirit of the Almighty Father Yahuah sent in Yahusha's name, we will know what is expected and respond accordingly. Yahusha, our Messiah, our Mashyach, We will witness powerful and phenomenal proof rise at his word among us. We will learn to adjust and adapt to living leadership chosen by the Almighty Father Yahuah, and we will face deliverance from strongholds, and we will be delivered to a promised land, those who will fulfill the prophecy of being gathered from the four corners of the earth. And let us pray for those who will die as martyrs for the sake of Yahusha Messiah. For each of us have a purpose, have a task, and have orders that we will come to obey. Yes, there will be those who will be among the children of disobedience, and they will face a different outcome. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, I ask you, what are your expectations? What are you doing regarding your expectations? How much time do you think we have before we begin to move and begin to gather from the four corners of the earth? How much time do you think we have before civil disobedience and civil unrest rears its ugly head? How much time do you think there will be chaos and civil disobedience and economic collapse due to extreme drought, fresh water shortages, rising famine, food shortages, a rise in pestilent disease? When do you think it will break out? And if you wait to the last minute, will you be one caught in the congestion of those running to and fro, seeking resources to live? Will you be among those that will embrace the sense of urgency and pursue the set-apart voice of Yahusha Messiah to understand, to discern, to identify what must truly be done? Are you one with expectations that there will be a final exodus, my brothers and sisters? How much time do you think you have? How much time do you think we have? What actions are you doing now? There will come the time when we will witness actions like never before imagined during these end times. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, continue to tune in to Yashar'al's Time and End Time series. I assure you, proof comes. An awakening nation, true Yashar'al, will emerge. As for me and my house, we believe that the time will come for those who are Yehudim, who are of the tribe of Yehudah and of the ranks of the 144,000 of Yashar'al, who are among the multitude of many nations, kindreds, and tongues, engrafted into the body of Yashar'al, under the banner of Yashar'al as one in Yahusha Messiah. The time will come where we believe there will be a massive gathering in the state of Virginia. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. And for those who are in other parts of the world, pray and watch for directions that will guide you to the outermost perimeter, the outermost borders of your prospective countries that point to the promised land, a land that is between Euphrates and the Nile River. Pray and watch. I am compelled to believe that Yashar'al will be gathered near the region of Mount Sinai, which is commonly known, true Mount Sinai, which is commonly known as Jabal al-Lawz. We will enter into a land that will appear to be forsaken with wilderness, but we will witness the hand, the mercies, and the favor of the Most High. We will witness the provisions and resources that he will provide in order to fulfill all that he has promised to us, O Yashar'al. Are you ready? Do you hear? What questions are you asking? Are you seeking to identify the living presence of the Spirit of Yahusha, speaking to you, speaking through you, speaking through others? Pray and watch, for with power, with might, and with strength, proof will come. Until next time, my brothers, my sisters, my family, shalom, shalom, shalom.